The NFL is on EA Sports as we bring you a look inside Highmark Stadium here at Orchard Park, New York. Today we've got an interesting Week 11. We are just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. On the counter, it's Hall. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Hall again. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. Looking to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Bills are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down, here's Barkley again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And the Bills hit 6 and 3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6 and 3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football.
I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Slot man moves right.
Alert, alert, alert!
Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. On 3rd down, Barkley. And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll run with Barkley. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there and they end up making the play.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. In motion, Hill. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get that. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
Let's go now.
They'll try and sneak it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ball again on second down.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
They're going to try and throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
So a chance to breathe easier now. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion.
Back to throw.
This pass out wide to Hall.
So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They'll run with Hall. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They'll go again with Hall. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw.
He gets it underneath to Hall. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Could we get a touchdown to this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here.
There's Hall bringing in another one. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Breece Hall,
his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list.
And the Dolphins post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. It's complete to Diggs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
56, 56.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Buying time to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe the Dolphin got going a little early.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Let's go now.
In motion, Hill.
Buffalo 18. 19 tight. 19 tight.
2nd and 15. And he'll find Hall. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. In motion, Hill.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried. Through anyway, they're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Ready.
He'll drop to throw.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send him back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 35. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Paul ought to give up the middle.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
On third down, here's Hall. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
In motion, Hill. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And Hill with it over the middle.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Straight ahead is Hall.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
A gain of 7. And the Dolphins first down.
Let's go.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Dolphins 14. Bills nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And some room to maneuver. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run it again with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And some room to work. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Back to throw here. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. A handoff, Barkley running left. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
That's good for a Buffalo Bills. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Again, it's Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Saquon Barkley. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Ball again on second down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
On the counter, it's Hall.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Hall again on second down.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, first and 10. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left.
Here's Hall again.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. Second and 7.
In motion, Hill. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left.
They'll run with Hall.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
One more time with Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game.
From the 4 now, 3rd and goal.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for Miami, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.